here. This will be the front view and that will be the left view. Okay, so let's start off by drawing our two circles, because if we look at the left side, we can see that there is half a circle, which is 22 radius, and if we go and look at the front view, it's 2 actually, so that we have to see. Okay, so I'm going to start by, okay, and they say point A. Okay, so they give you that, but we know that if the radius is 22, it means it's 22 from point A to the center, and again 22. So this measurement will be 44. So I'm going to measure from point A now. I'm going to measure 44 millimeters. Like that, and also I'm going to make a center mark at 22 so that I already have the center. I'm also going to draw a center line upwards, and my two construction lines. Okay, and because the radius is 22, like here, we can measure 22 upwards for the center to start our half circle. So that will be the center. Okay, and then the same on the other side as well. Okay, so what is important to remember is that if we see that this measurement for half a circle is 22, we have to go and draw a perfect square so that we can get the construction, and that should also be on the same of the same dimension. So these is my two cues of corners. So I'm going to draw a line through them, and then I'm going to use, because this is where my arc will be, I'm going to draw a V out of my obtuse angle. So my stomphoek wat daarin is, like that. So this will be the mark for this part, and I'm not going to use that one. So I'm going to put my compass on that center point there, and I am going to draw an arc. I'm just going to make sure it does come out at each side, and it does. So I'm just going to draw that arc, and then I'm going to put it over here. And I'm going to draw, just put it where it touched the center and there as well, and can just go and finish that arc as well. Okay, so there is the bottom part. Now I have to do the same. I have to do it 4 times. Okay, so it's for the thickness, which is, if we look here, the thickness is 9 millimeters. So what I can do is I'm going to project a center line back from here. Okay, and also I'm going to project a center line back from this line, and also just a construction line from here so that I can easily go and measure. So I'm going to measure 9 millimeters from here, then it's 27, and then it's 9 again. So that will be the thickness. So I'm just gonna finish this square. So this is where the square would start. And can you see the center line actually goes through that point? So that also acts just as the top part of the square. Okay, so that was where that's the thickness of it. Okay, and then I'm also just gonna project it for this side as well, like that, to get the perfect square. And you can also just project it from here, from this corner, to know where it stops and to know where it should go up. Okay, I already have the center from here to there, so I can also just go and put in the center line. And then I can also just project the center from here, okay, to get the center line over here. Or you can just go and measure, but it went so much faster to just go and project everything. Okay, so I know that the arc stops there, so I can also project a line to know where this arc will stop. Okay, and then I can go and just go, oh, and the thing is that I also need to do, this line will go straight up further, so I'm just gonna make it a little bit darker, darker, and this one as well. Okay, so I want to draw in that curve, that arc. Okay, so I used, for this arc, I used this as the center point. So I'm gonna just draw a 30 degrees line back and measure this on that line. So that is my new point. I'm gonna adjust my compass again where this arc, what the measurement of that arc was, and I'm gonna put it on the new center, and I'm gonna draw the arc like that. So then I can just go and finish that part. Okay. So there is the circle. Now I can also go and do it at the other side as well. Okay, so again, draw a line through these two, die skerpboeke, en wys jou konstruksie vir daai bogie. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my center and just go and put it there. Remember that you won't even be able to see this part. I'll show you when we're finished, but you're going to see that part. Okay, so this is, you're just going to see that, and then you're also just going to see from here to there. Okay, and then you can also go and do the same what you did here, to go and just project your center line for that arc 9 millimeters backwards, so that you can also just go and finish that part. Okay, then now I'm finished with the two circles for now. Okay, so we have drawn up to here for the circle. Okay, so the next part is 27 upwards from that center. Okay, so I already have 22 there, so it's 27 upwards. From the center. Okay, so that is now this part which I just drew. Okay, so I see I shouldn't have drawn the line straight through. Okay, so now this part is from the center, it's 13 millimeters that way. Okay, so I already have the center over here. So I can just go and measure 13 millimeters to the left, and then I know that part must go up, and that also. Okay, this part will go this way for the front view, and I can go and just go and draw this a little bit darker to be able to see more clearly. Can you see that this line shouldn't be there? Okay, I'm gonna also just draw this to that side. This part should be 9 millimeters down for, let's just make sure, yes, it's for that part. Okay, so 9 millimeters down. Like that. And you can go and just darken all your lines. Okay, so that is that part. Okay, so from here upwards, it's 45 millimeters to the top. Okay, so I'm going to measure 45. I'm going to draw another construction line and also just 45 upwards to attach there. And then it is from there 16 millimeters from here back. Okay, so this lines of hierdie lyne kan uitgevee word. Ek het dit nou 'n bietjie donker trek. So okay, and the thickness again, we can just assume that it will also be 9 because all the thicknesses of the spots are 9. So I'm just gonna assume that that is because they don't give us that measurement. Just assume that that is 9 millimeters. Okay, and then they say if you measure this part horizontally it's 7. So I measured from there, it's 16. So I'm just gonna measure, take a line down and measure horizontally on that line now 7 millimeters that way. So then I know that is where that line should stop, and then I can just go and draw this line over there. Okay, can you see that if we go and draw this line, it will be at the back and we're not going to be able to see it. So this part is now finished. There is a hole in there as well, which is 27 and it's 18 upwards. Again, they don't say what is this measurement all from here. Okay, so again, let's just assume that either it can be in the middle of the 36, the 36. So it means if I go and I measure from here, I just draw this construction line. If I measure 36 down, okay, so that's 36, then it would be 18. Okay, so I'm going to assume that is, and then 18 is, you're going to measure 9 millimeters upwards and down as well. And 27. So just get the center of 45. Okay, so just get the center, so it will be there. And measure 27 will be 13 and a half. So just measure from here 13 and a half to that side and to there as well. Okay, remember the thickness is 9 millimeters, so from here just measure 9 millimeters to there. Okay, so this part is done. You can just go and darken all your lines. And then we have to go and put in the pentagon. Okay, so I'm going to start by using the millimeters that they give us. It's 20 millimeters. So just somewhere on your page, I'm going to draw now a 20 millimeter line over here. And get half of it. Like this. You can either just guess what is of more than half, so that you can go and divide the line into equal parts with the construction like that. Draw your line through. What you do then is take the measurement of the whole line, which is 20, put it in the center and just make a mark on that line. Then I'm just going to zoom in. Then you draw a line from this corner through that mark which you just drawn. Okay, then take half of the size of the given length of the line, which will be 10 millimeters. So just take half of it now. Okay, and then just go and place it on that mark and just make a mark on that line. Then put your compass on this point at the bottom and just extend it to that mark which we got, and go and okay. Please do the steps, because if you take your compass from here to there, your pentagon will be more flatter. So this will be your top point of the pentagon. Then go and put your compass back on that center, into the line length of the line, and go and this corner and just go and make an arc on this side. I'm going to place it on the other corner, just make an arc on that side. I'm going to put it on the top, make an arc, and again on this side. Okay, so there is your construction for a pentagon if you forgot how to do it. Okay, so we have to draw the auxiliary view to be able to see how far or how big this part will be. Okay, but now what is important is we're working, if we look here, we're working from the center of the pentagon. So we have to go, okay, we already divided this line in half, so just take any other line, divide it in half, so it will be 10 millimeters. Okay, just draw a line through from the to the other corner, from your half part to the other corner, and where that middle line and that middle line connects, that will be your center. Okay, so this means you can actually go and measure from the center. So I'm just going to put in a center line. Okay, so that you know that, okay, it must go now from the center. I must measure 14 millimeters, so it's 14 millimeters from here down to this line. 14 millimeters, I must go and make a mark over there. Okay, and from the center to the top point, you will see that it's 18 millimeters. So it means from here to there I get 18. I just want to make sure, and yes I do. So from here to there, just measure 18 millimeters upwards. So that is your top point. Okay, then you can go and draw a 30 degrees line, and we know that the length of the pentagon's line is 20. So I can go measure millimeter on this side and 10 millimeter on the side, and then I can just go from the center, how long it will be from the center to this part. Okay, here if I go measure, or what you can do is also just draw a line from these two angles, measure this. So it's 4 millimeters from the center, just measure 4 millimeters upwards like that. Measure it to the sides, 15. So I'm going to measure 15 to this side and 50 to that side, and then just go and connect it. Sorry, my husband is our home now. He might just greet me. Okay, so there is your pentagon. Okay, remember the thickness. Hello. Okay, so he's not greeting me. So the thickness is 9 millimeters, and you can go and just go and finish that part. So just see if we're going to see it. Okay, so if we're not seeing it, just remember that so just go and measure 9 millimeters to know where to that line to. So I'm going to draw it to that point like that. Okay, and please do the same now for this other part as well. You can also just start by drawing from your center and only the part which you're going to be able to see. Yeah, so just measure the same measurements for this part. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. That is your number 3-6 of the isometric drawing on page 3-6. Okay, so make the lines darker that needs to be darkened.